Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Equality and Rights for All. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and I want to apologize for being away for so long. But I've had some personal issues going on, and one of them being that my husband was in the hospital having some major surgery, and so I had to tend to him, and so that took all this time, but now that things are better for us, I'm back to hosting my shows again. And but anyways, again, I apologize for being away for so long, but I had to do it. But now we have two topics for today's show, which both are very important topics. And the first one is the U.S. border issue, and the second topic is the upcoming possible government shutdown. Now let's get right into the first topic. The U.S. border issue that happened in Texas very recently, in which there were a lot of immigrants uh, coming under coming into the U.S. Um, but, through the water, and they ended up under a bridge in Texas. And then that's what started part of this issue. Now, agents have said that as of right now, there are no immigrants under the bridge because many were shipped to wherever. Um, so, um, Supposedly, right now, there's no uh, issue any longer of all these immigrants being under the bridge. And but that was a big issue for quite a few weeks, and it caused major problems over there. And then the government stepped in and apparently handled it. And this is part of the reason why I've said it in many prior episodes that the border issue cannot be an issue that can be swept under the rug any longer by our government. Uh, the president and our other elected officials up in Washington, they got to face this issue. And um, to the Democrats, is this you know, is this going to appease your base? No. But the fact of the matter is, it's a major important issue, and it has to be faced. There is no two ways about this. And it has to be dealt with. And in doing so as well, because not only do we need stricter rules and regulations to protect all of our borders, all across the board, from the water to whatever, to the tunnels, bridges, whatever. It has to be faced. It has to be dealt with, and it's not going to be appeasing to the base that are the tree huggers and say we got to blow kisses to everybody and hug them. No, we got to face this, and we got to be realistic. We do not have endless amount of land. We do not have endless amount of resources. We got to have rules and regulations set into place. It's not to be uh, 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 um, like a dictator or whatever. We got to have rules and regulations. Otherwise, you have chaos. So, but anyways, it has to be done. There is no two ways about it. At the same time, we have to do so much to help the border agents. Okay? They got a very, very, very difficult job. Um, and um, so we got to do everything that we can to help them. Now, on the flip side of the coin, uh, something else just happened in Texas with regards to immigrants coming through the water and onto U.S. soil. Excuse me. And that is the uh, Haitians that were uh, going through Mexico and uh, going through the waters to come onto U.S. soil, and they were met by Border Patrol agents on horses, and these Haitians were treated very, very horribly because they were like whipped and everything, and um, so that's an issue that has to be tackled too, because now there's two sides to that issue as well. Number one, they were coming in illegally. Okay. Number two is which is the uh, other side of the coin is that um, they were treated really horribly. They were whipped or whatever, and so with what's going back to the first side of that coin, you know, if you're coming in illegally, you know, you can't really cry, when you're met with with agents like that, then you're being whipped and whatever, and it but I'm not saying that that was the right approach. But what I'm saying is that you were coming into this country illegally. So, um, in many other countries, if Americans did that, if we were going into another country illegally, we would be treated much, much, much worse, worse. So, you know, you gotta accept that part, but then you gotta look at the other side as well. As can we do things in a more humane way? Okay, did they really have to be whipped like that and stuff? And then, um, to me, I think that there was maybe there could have been a better solution to handling that issue. But then again, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not. I don't live over there. I don't know. So, but anyways, this is what I've been saying. We gotta tackle the border issue from all sides, all the cards out on the table, and we gotta face reality. Okay, to fix it properly. Now, um, because now you got uh, advocates like Reverend Al Sharpton that's saying to the president, uh, you're supposed to have the backs of people of color and so on and so forth. And, uh, these Haitians were treated horribly and whatever else have you. And, um, also with talking about the politics, you know, we do got to have proper police reform. Okay. In many, many ways. And then, but on the other side of that coin, people of color can't hide behind racism for everything that they may be doing wrong. You can't hide behind that. That's not right. Two wrongs do not make a right. Okay, so this is just laying all the cards out on the table, ladies and gentlemen, plain and simple. And I know these topics are a hard pill to swallow, but this is the reality of things because this is where we're at in society right now, and it's got to be tackled now. Because with regards to like what I just said with people of color, they can't hide behind racism for everything and whatever. A perfect example is something that just happened in New York City, in which It was at one of the restaurants, and uh, the worker, the patron who was at the door to, she was checking um, for people to show uh, the proof that they're fully vaccinated and stuff. And a bunch of these people from Texas, um, a lot of them showed their cards and that they're fully vaccinated, whatever. But there was apparently one person that did not show the proof that he or she was fully vaccinated or whatever, and that patron could not let that person enter their business. It's a law now in the city. You gotta show proof of vaccination if you want to enter a restaurant or gym or whatever. You got to do that. That's part of the rules and regulations of the city. 4 or 5 boroughs of New York City. Now, whether you like that rule and regulation, or whether you don't like it, whatever, doesn't matter. This is what the rules and regulations are, and you just gotta go by those rules. Just like you have to show ID to buy cigarettes and to buy alcohol and whatever else. Same thing. You just gotta show the card that you're fully vaccinated. That's it. And for those that are saying, that they don't like that or whatever, they're people from another state, and they shouldn't apply to them, and blah blah blah. Bullshit. It applies to everybody. To enter their business, you got to show the proof that you're fully vaccinated. That's it. End of story. So now these people got so upset that this person, who didn't show the proof that he or she is fully vaccinated and whatever, and it turned into this big fiasco in which the video of this issue legally shows that these people from Texas, which are people of color, physically attacked this patron, this woman, and she happens to be white, but she was just doing her job. The video proves that these people of color from Texas physically attacked the worker first. Okay, you can't do that. And now what it turned into is the Black Lives Matter people, together with white people who are against vaccinations and against showing proof of vaccinations and against wearing masks and everything. They joined together and they were protesting um, at this restaurant and whatever else have you. Listen, stop hiding behind racism, because the rules and regulations of the mandate to show proof that you've been fully vaccinated does not say only people of color have to show this evidence. It goes for everybody. Black, white, brown, whatever. You gotta show the evidence that you're fully vaccinated. End of story. That's it. Stop hiding behind racism for everything. Okay? So, um, and then to also add to this is that this is about a health issue. So for all those white people that are against the vaccines and against the masks and against showing evidence that you're fully vaccinated, for these people who are now joining together with the Black Lives Matter for that situation that happened in New York City, this is a health situation, okay? And for everybody, okay? So, um, you got to stop your nonsense of I'm against vaccines. I'm against masks. I'm against this. I'm against that. Pull your brain out of your ass. Stop being a worthless piece of crap all of your life. Start to amount to something and listen to the rules and regulations and realize this is a health issue. Okay? A serious health issue. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, it is what it is. This is a serious health issue. And these rules have to be put into place to help deal with it. Now, that's to those people. And again, to the Black Lives Matter people that are saying, oh, this issue that happened in the city, it's against black people. You too, get your brains out of your asses. It's not. It's not uh, an attack on people of color. Stop that. It goes for everybody all across the board. So stop the nonsense. All right? Now, they just want to take it and say, oh, we can claim racism for this because it was it, this involved people of color. No. First of all, those people of color physically attacked an innocent white woman that was just doing her job. The video shows it. So if your dumbasses end up in an effing court and this video gets shown, all of you people will look like pieces of shit. Because the video shows that the people of color were the ones that first physically attacked this white woman that was just doing her job. So you want to say, oh, racism, racism, racism. No. Own up to your shit. Start acting like adults for once in your pathetic lives. Stop acting like little babies. All right, and own up to it. And if people of color are doing something illegal, okay, Black Lives Matter should just say, you know what? You're a bunch of shitheads. You did something illegal. Own up to your shit. We don't want to have anything to do with you. You were wrong. That's it. Point blank. End of story. Just like I said the same thing in prior episodes for white people that were white supremacists, okay, I said the same similar thing to them as well. Oh, stop your baby bullshit. Stop all your garbage. Pull your brains out of your asses. Start to act like adults. Start to do things the right way. All right, just like I wouldn't take it from them, I'm not taking it from anybody else. And even all across the board. What's good for one is good for the other. That's it. And is this going to be popular for all the tree huggers and stuff? No. Because they don't want to hear the truth. Okay? They don't like it. Oh, the truth, I can't face that. That would have to be the right thing to do and act like adults. Okay? Now, just like I'm against the bad police officers, and I'm not saying that all police officers are bad. There are many great ones out there. But the reality of things is that there are some officers who think their crap don't stink just because they got a badge and a gun and they think that they can get away with everything. Hell no. No. Okay? So just like I said it for them, it goes for people of color as well when they do something wrong too. It goes for everybody. We all got to do our part in doing the right thing. And that's it. Point blank. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. But too bad. It has to be said. It's got to be done. Now let's get into the second topic of today's show. The upcoming possible government shutdown. Possibly starting tomorrow, there's going to be bills brought to the floor in both the House of Representatives and the Senate, and um, regarding the spending bill, to raise the to raising the limit and stuff, and all these things are going to be discussed, I would say, and voted upon and whatever. And if certain things don't get done, there is a possibility of another government shutdown. Now, um, I've also said this in prior episodes too. When there's a government shutdown, both sides of the aisle lose. It's not just one or the other. Okay, everybody's got to come to the table, compromise, work things out, and not just for one side to get everything and the other side gets nothing or whatever. Both sides got to iron things out, and it can be done. It can be done, and to stop the little nitpicking and little everything, you know, oh, this isn't written right. Oh, this is, listen, stop the nitpicking. Just get the job done so that we can move forward. It doesn't necessarily need to be a government shutdown. Okay? Because then everybody loses. You know, um, federal government workers lose, and so on and so forth. Okay? Because if there's a government shutdown, then many federal government workers stop working. They'll be out of a job. And in this and the economy is not the greatest right now. So this is the worst time to have a shutdown, especially while there's still a pandemic going on. Now, for uh, you know, if somebody's got to step up to the plate just to do whatever it takes to avoid a government shutdown, so be it. But those out there from either side of the aisle that would say, "I'm willing to risk the government shutdown." Okay, for those people, you're going to end up losing, especially if you're up for re-election next year. Okay, and I know that in government, when something doesn't go right, everybody in government points the finger at everybody else. Which to me, that needs to stop too. People need to take responsibility and accountability. Now, with this also being said, you got to realize that if you're Republican and you say, well, uh, I'm just going to blame it on the Democrats, okay? And come next year, if you're up for re-election, listen, no matter what, it's going to go against you as well because your people are going to say, why didn't you do something about this and fix it? Okay? Now, you could do all the finger pointing you want, say, oh, it's the Democrats, it's the Democrats, it's the Democrats. When it comes up to your reelection, it's not a pointing the finger is not going to be good enough. Your people are going to say, well, even though you may be blaming the Democrats, we're going to blame you too because of the fact that you didn't do shit to fix this. So don't think that you could just point the fingers at Democrats or whatever, and also vice versa. If you're a Democrat, you can't just point the finger and say, well, the Republicans didn't want to do anything about it. They're the ones that turned everything down, blah, 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 blah. Okay? You got control of the House and you got control of the Senate. If you have to step up to the plate, okay, and this could be going to Chuck Schumer or to Nancy Pelosi or both of them, if you got to step up to the plate and say, hey, listen, you know what? Um, we want to keep the control over both houses as well. And this is what needs to be done to avoid a government shutdown. And that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Because if you have a government shutdown, like I said before, and I'll say it again, it looks bad for everybody, all across the board, on both sides of the aisle, no matter what. So let's just do the adult thing and do whatever it needs to take to avoid a government shutdown. Okay? We need to be adult about things. We need to take responsibility and accountability. And we need to do what's right to avoid the government shutdown and say this this is going to be this is fixed and we could now move on to other important issues and let's get it done. So point blank. So that's just what needs to be done. If you need to borrow more money, listen, that may be the unavoidable anyhow, because we got other upcoming bills to discuss and stuff. So uh, if you gotta raise the debt ceiling limit to get things done, that's what you gotta do. Point blank. So, but anyways, I want to remind all my fans out there um, about the business that I have with my husband, the website that we have together called AWLDNY. The link to there is awldny.com. Um, we've been adding a whole bunch of things to there, and so you guys can check out everything that's on there. And all the items that you see on there, we actually make ourselves. So again, the website is AWLDNY. The link to there is AWLDNY.com. Again, I'll say it again. The website name is AWLDNY, and the link to there is AWLDNY.com. And you guys could check out all the items that are on there. And again, all the items that you see on there, we actually make ourselves. And also, don't forget to go to my other website that I have called Advocate Information Highway. And the link to there is AIHNY.com. You guys could check out all the pages on there. And on the homepage of the website, you'll see the link to my internet store on Zazzle.com, in which I designed a lot of products and they're up for sale on there. You'll also see the links to the 2 books that I wrote, and you guys can purchase both of my books as well. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.